Oh, hey. I wasn't expecting you so early.
Where were you? You're 2 hours late.
Hey, I'm Calvin, and I'm the video editor intern for CJ Sports Management.
CG.
No, it's gotta be CJ.
Look at your shirt.
Fuck. Hey, I'm Calvin, and I'm the video editor intern for CG Sports Management.
Company.
It's management. Why the would they change? Okay. Wait. I'm here today to take you on a tour of my office and show you a little bit of a day in the life. It's a little bit messy. I didn't exactly have time to clean up on account of you being so early.
It's really messy.
That was like 2 sets of stairs.
Yeah, I'm just kind of dizzy. I've been running off 8 hours of sleep and 2 bang energy drinks. Just give me a second.
It's a lot of energy.
Okay, and this is my office.
Really messy.
Okay, just cut it. Now the way that I've got this set up right now, kind of a makeshift dorm room while I'm waiting to get back to college. You see I've got this flag here set up.
Yeah, so what are you working on?
Can you just appreciate it? I spent like all night setting that up.
Setting up a flag? I thought you said you got 8 hours of sleep.
And this is where the magic happens. The movie magic, that is. This is where I do all of the editing for CG Sports Management. And, well, look at the time. I've got a meeting with the boss a little bit later, so you can leave.
Oh, all right.
We're done. Yeah, no, seriously, he's literally always late. Like, every single time, I swear to God. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hello, Calvin.
Hey, I just finished filming that intro video. I can get that edited like tonight.
Okay, cool, man. Dude, I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, dude, it's
I'm excited to see your ideas as Calvin the intern.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just excited to be taking a lead on these things. It's really exciting.
That's awesome. Well, I guess for those of you who don't know, which is pretty much everyone, because this is a new segment we're trying. So we ran a poll last week to see who would like to learn more about what goes on kind of behind the scenes and at the company, CG Sports. And it was very overwhelmingly saying, yes, we'd like to learn more. And then a few folks said no, and one of them was like one of my good friends. So that's cool. But we thought, well, what better vantage point than someone who is currently in our company, brand new, learning the business. Why don't we see what it's like working at a sports agency during the COVID era? Who better than Calvin Wirtz, aka Calvin the intern?
Hello.
So here we go. Well, cool. Well, Calvin, I have a few questions for you that I think would be good to kind of help everyone get to know you. But obviously, I mean, this is your show, or it's going to be your show. So, if you have any questions you want to fire my way or whatever, let me know. But we'll go from here. So what is it that you do right now? You're an intern, as given by your title, Calvin the intern. But what is it that you would say you do?
Yeah, right now I'm pretty much. You guys throw me a bunch of raw files of videos, and I edit them together for the Instagram, and I'm just working to promote
the Instagram.
the Instagram account. That's what I meant. Okay, wait. Should I back up?
No, keep going. This is good.
Yeah, man. I'm editing videos for the Instagram account. I'm editing little highlights of some of the podcasts, like Career Competitor and yeah, just is that what it was?
It is. We haven't announced it.
Oh my God!
They've signed with us in a
mega
deal.
This is what. Dude, I can't do things live, clearly. And that's why I'm an editor. So, yeah, But
Do we need to?
we'll cut it. We'll cut it in post. We'll bleep it out.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll keep going.
Yeah, I'm just a video editor right now, and just having fun trying to bring new ideas to the table, trying to promote the athletes as best I can.
That's awesome. And what were you? I mean, I want to ask you, like, because it is kind of I think it's a cool story of initiative and how you got the job here, which we'll get into later. But where were you before this? What were you doing? Kind of help set the stage to, the two people who will watch this and don't know who you are.
Yeah, right before this, I was actually I was in Prescott, Washington, in Eastern Washington, in a town of 300 people, painting a pool and sweeping the guard room and getting it ready during COVID. And when I finished with that, I got back here and I got a text from CG saying, "Hey, how's your summer going?" It was like, "It's going a lot better now that you texted me, actually." Yeah.
And
that's where I was.
So how did we kind of, I guess, get in touch, and maybe share a little bit of background about that?
Yeah. So initially, my
how's summer going?
Initially, my high school teacher, Joe Alonso, he got me connected with this guy CG, that was also previously his student 15 years prior. Joe saw all the editing stuff I was doing. He saw how invested I was with swimming, and so he was like, "Yeah, I'll reach out to him and let him know what you're doing, and you guys can meet." And little did I know, I'd actually met you on multiple occasions prior. I was at a swim clinic with Jacob Pebley back in September of 2017, and it was all great. And I was like, "Wow, Jacob Pebley, he's great." And there's this other guy running around who's like high energy and he's kind of in control of everything. I was like, "Who is this guy?" Later on, I think there was this moment where some people on my high school's women's swim team, they were all texting that Jacob Pebley, the Olympian, was swimming at Evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, there's no way. And they sent a picture, and I think it was like, that's the same guy. He's wearing Jacob's cap. What? That's not. What are you talking about? Weird, very weird. Later on, you did a talk with one of Joe's classes, and I met you formally. And past that, you reached out that summer, and we were able to make a video together promoting Camp Swim USA. Year later, and here's where we are.
Here's where we are. The cool thing is that, like, when I reached out to you, I mean, I just threw a project at you, and you just took it right away and just ran with it and kind of showed, not only me, but our whole team what you could do, which was awesome. And that showed a lot of the initiative, and it just showed a lot of straight hustle, which, in my opinion, that's really what separates a lot of folks from, when an opportunity is right in front of them, and then when, or maybe they don't know it, and, you've kind of picked that up and run with it. So that's cool. I didn't know that you were at a clinic with Jacob Pebley.
I was.
You've worked here for, I think, 3 or 4 weeks now, and this is the first time on live TV that you're telling me this, but that's awesome.
Yeah, I've actually got a picture with him, and there's no way he remembers. So I was planning, since right now, and we'll probably get into this later, but I'm editing for the Squatty Potty Squat Challenge with him and Michael Chadwick. So I've got all these videos of him, and he has emailed me his videos. So at some point, I'm planning on sending him that picture and being like, "Hey, I was like,
Oh my God. Oh, you should. Oh, you
Yeah.
should edit it into this into your
oh,
show.
true. Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
God, that's awesome. Well, cool. And so, I mean, how has it been work? I mean, so you do video editing. You get to meet with our creative and marketing team, which has been fantastic to see you kind of just jump right into that role. And I like that you come with, whenever we have to meet, you come with kind of an agenda. Otherwise, I will just task the crap out of you on stuff to do, but you come with kind of a plan and agenda to every meeting, which is a simple thing, but it certainly makes our meetings really productive, and it's a great use of, my time and your time together, which has been good to see. I guess how has it been so far in the years that you've worked here, the many, many years? How has it been so far working at the company?
Well, it's been a really long road, and it's crazy that I'm still an intern. You've had me on for 5 years now. I mean, I was hoping you would pay me, but
Yeah.
we'll get there at some point. I get it.
All right. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. But like you mentioned, I'm working with Caroline and Rachel, who do the graphic design and social media, and we've formed a really cohesive team, and it's really easy for us to go back and forth, throw ideas at each other. I know exactly what they need from me, and I can ask them questions whenever I want. So it's a really great environment for me. And those weekly meetings that you're talking about, I always come prepared with like what I need, and like at the same time, it's really helpful for me to hear everyone else in the company and what they're doing, because it makes my job easier in terms of having a direction to go on, with these projects, and like kind of keep it streamlined and have the vision consistent throughout everything that I'm doing.
Yeah. So, okay, you're a college student right now. And I mean, you recently had a pretty big decision to make on which direction you wanted to go in the fall, whether or not to go back to school, whether to take some classes, but not do it all online, or just take a gap year, and everything. And I think a lot of folks who follow us and listen to us are probably in the same boat, or maybe are interested in what that's like from your perspective. As a young person in school, but also, kind of one foot in the job market a little bit, or trying to get experience. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the decision I had to make, it was really between staying at home or going back to school. And I figured, for me, having a couple classes at the same time is really valuable for keeping me focused, and I'm continuing that education while I have this internship, which is also really important to me. So I think the main thing is just staying focused, and for me, it's having this, I don't know where I'm going with this answer. This is all that I've been thinking about for the past couple weeks, is like, am I going to go back? Am I going to stay? What do I have on my plate? I have all this editing stuff to do, and that's what I want to pursue. But I know that the education part's really important. So I think really what that came down to is I want to take this as an opportunity. The world is in flames right now.
Sure.
We don't know which way is up. So it's like, hey, it's even easier for me to negotiate with my parents and be like, hey, what if I took 2 classes and I have more time to focus on this creative passion that I have? So, that it kind of, I'm just looking at this whole thing as a positive, that, this is kind of a unique circumstance where now I'm going to have time to pursue this, especially because we don't currently have a swim season. I swim with my university.
Yeah.
And, I think
the fact that it's freeing up like 16 hours of my week by not having that, I think that's going to help me pursue this further and also further my career prospects, because this is something I'm really interested in and I fully enjoy.
You've done it all with a really good attitude as well. And I mean, you kind of glossed over it, but those are some massive decisions that you had to make. And I know that, I mean, we've talked about it, you know, offline, but I know that a lot of that wasn't easy as well, you know, and you really had to kind of rack your brain. But I think it's, what I like is that you have something that you're deeply passionate about outside of sports. And you've been able to kind of take your, I think, drive and competitiveness in the pool or on the field and apply it to another aspect of your life without missing, you know, too many steps. And that's, as you know, that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But
well,
you'll be a future guest on The Career Competitor with Steve Miller in no time.
Oh my God, that would be insane to go full circle like that.
So I guess, okay, well, all right. I guess back to working at the company now. One of the questions that we did have that was asked, if you can believe it, someone submitted it on IG stories, but what's a day in the life? So what's a day in the life of Calvin the intern working at the company?
A day in the life right now for me is really, really strange sleeping hours where I'm up really late working on editing projects because it's way more relaxing to do that for whatever reason. And then I'll wake up late, and then we're doing this now in the evening, even though we definitely could have done it at noon.
I replied to you and I was like, hey, when's a good time do you want that you would like to that you want to record? How about later? I was like, how about the second half of the day, or how about in the afternoon? I think I said afternoon, Calvin. I was like, how about in the afternoon? And I'm thinking 4:30, you know, maybe towards the end of the workday. And you reply and you go, how about 8 or 9 p.m.? So we agreed on 6.
Yeah, the thing is, I've really gotten to the point where my day starts around noon. So 4:30 is really, that's still technically kind of morning. That's noon. So a day in life consists of that, and a lot of looking at my computer, and a lot of trying to make Premiere work the way that I want it to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of the process right now.
Cool, man. What are some of your favorite, I guess, projects that you've gotten to do so far? Tell everyone a little bit about some of the work that you've done that maybe they don't even know that they've seen. Yeah,
well, like I said, I edit those highlights for the Career Competitor podcast. It's a really interesting podcast, and I think the difficulty there for me is the women that Steve has had on. They have so much to say, and it's like there's so much importance, and I'm like, I have to edit this 40-minute interview into 2 minutes, and it's like, so those are really fun. That's something I've been doing. The next big project that I'm very excited for, like I mentioned earlier, is the Squatty Potty Squat Challenge between Jacob Hebley and Michael Chadwick, which I believe is going to be airing this Friday. And that one, it's the battle of the century. It's a level of competition like unseen by man, and that's what I want to get across with the post-production here. So that's I'm very excited for that. Definitely check that out. And the other thing is I've been editing some videos for Swimming World that is giving some of the athletes a spotlight. I think this week Elizabeth Beisels is going live, and for me as a huge swim nerd, and obviously I'm a collegiate swimmer, it's insane for me that I'm editing a video of Elizabeth Beisel playing the violin, and like it's crazy to me. So for me, that's really fun.
Have you read her book yet, Silver Lining?
Can you send me a copy?
Yeah, I'll send you a copy. I will get it over to you right away.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll read it as soon as I get that.
Cool. Do you feel like you've learned anything since working here? And if so, what is there anything that kind of stands out to you?
Yeah. From my perspective, just working with the Adobe software, I've already learned a ton about just troubleshooting and all of those technical things. You know, there's difficulties that come up, and it's like, oh God, now I have to figure out how to do this. And now it's like, you know, I guess the best way of me tracking that has been those career competitor episodes where the time it took me to edit those just decreased every single time. Like I knew the software,
cool.
It all makes sense to me. And in addition, just working as like a coherent team, especially with Caroline and Rachel, that's I've really learned a lot from that, and just maintaining like this level of communication that helps everyone. Those two things have definitely been the most important to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They should probably be guests on a future episode of Calvin the Intern. Well, I mean, you've been here a month.
Yeah.
In a month? Has it been more than a month? I've lost track of time.
1 to 2 months, something like that.
No. Yeah. What's I mean, but your journey to get here also took. I mean, it was not easy. Like you know, I mean, I know that yes, I texted you, but you know, you also cold called me, you know, a while back as well, and that's kind of how we got that, and that's why I remembered you, because I was like, this kid has initiative. And you know, you also worked your butt off, which was awesome. But I mean, what would you say? I guess, what do you have any advice? You know, I'm sure there's others who are, you know, trying to get internships, trying to get jobs, or just like trying to make the most of all of this. You know, and we're all trying to pivot our business as well. You know, and what would you say is your advice?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the main thing is, well, like you mentioned, there was a year between when I first started working with you and now when I got this position, and between then, I think, and this is something that I should personally be working on, but I can definitely say as advice to anyone else, just keep consistent communication. From my end, I know it wasn't entirely consistent, but I remember a couple times we would have conversations throughout that year about like, I wanted to go to the Olympic trials at the time when that was still a feasible thing. So yeah, I would just say keep communication with that person that you're trying to be connected with. And that's actually, I'm kind of noticing right now, I'm stealing that advice from you. I remember a while ago, you gave me kind of the advice of, I think it was from like a sales perspective of like, you gotta
like me.
asking. You gotta keep asking. Like, if otherwise you're kind of giving up an opportunity, and if you're just keeping yourself in the back of that person's mind, you know, and that's that balance that you need to have.
Yeah.
That opens the door to a bunch of other opportunities. So definitely the advice there is be confident with like what you can do for that person, and just portray that. And, you know, if you want to do it, you gotta do it. You gotta have that ambition and trust that, you know, things are going to work out. And hey, if it doesn't, then that's amazing practice to put yourself in that position.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, that's great advice. Well said.
Thank you. I kind of stole it.
Quoting you, quoting me quoting me, quoting you.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you ready to start sales next week?
Yes.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
No, I mean, you hit on a really good point, and it's crazy. I was actually just talking about that today. Today's Tuesday, but I was just talking about that today with our head of athlete partnerships, who's also new, Dane Vanderkay. And I mean, the first couple of months of COVID were crazy, man. I mean, like we did not know exactly what was going to happen, and we, just like everyone else, were trying to turn the ship. We're trying to pivot and figure out where we could take this. And we got very lucky in that we were able to have a lot of success right out of the gate, but it took a lot of work to keep that going.
For sure.
And now, I mean, we're in full sales mode. I mean, we are selling, we're on the phones. I mean, I was just kind of counting earlier today. I think I was at like 43. I think I made 43 phone calls today.
Oh my God.
Like just like boom, 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 boom. And I was talking to Dane about that, like literally that exact thing is, hey, you can't be afraid of no, like one of my favorite sayings is no, don't hurt. And you got to keep asking, or at least keep putting yourself in there, in the back of their mind, And then when that opportunity comes for that athlete, you're going to be the first person that they call.
Yeah.
And if not, then it wasn't going to work out anyways, but at least you're right there. Right. So, that's cool to hear you say that.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, a no is a no. That's the worst that it can get.
Yeah.
So move on from there.
Well, cool. Well, I mean, I guess this seems like as good a place of any to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any dying questions you want to ask me or anything like that, but seeing as how this is a weekly program for you, that'll probably grow.
That'll make a good episode too, right?
Yeah.
I'll be the interviewer next time.
Dude, I like that. You got a deal. Cool, man.